up, YouTube? We're back out here on this little 77 Nova today. Get you flipped around, let you see what we're doing. Got the hood up on it. Topping it off with a little water. Just put a new battery in it. And we're gonna see what it'll do. I'm gonna unhook that fuel line from the pump. And just pour a little down the carburetor and see what it'll do. We're hoping it'll bust off, but y'all hang with us. Let's see what's gonna happen. All right, let's see if this thing will even spin over. Well, we fixed a couple of crusty, corroded battery terminals, so let's see what it'll do now. All right, bump it. Yeah, she's spinning good. Bump it again. Keep spinning it. All right. Now let's put a little fuel down her throat and see what she might do. All right, let's see. Look at that, first start. We just using a little carbon choke cleaner now. Don't get excited thinking we're using starting fluid. Go ahead. I think we got us a runner. Let's get some gas supply going too. I'm gonna give y'all a little quick tip on what I do. Of course, sometimes I've had the work smart, not hard method, or you can just call me lazy, whatever. But if you work on these old vehicles long enough, you'll figure out there is sometimes easier ways of getting old gas out of them rather than having to drop the tank. And I bought this an old cheap $8 universal electric fuel pump. Hooked some little wires up to it, hook it to my jump box. Just pumped out about 5 gallons of old nasty gas, real easy. I bought this thing a couple years ago to pump it out of my wife's jet ski after it had sit through a winter and a summer without us riding it, and needed some fresh fuel in it. But anyway, just a little quick tip. Like I said, this thing was like $8 on Amazon or eBay or something. And then just get you about 10 foot of hose and you'll be good to go. We pumped out probably 3 or 4 gallons of old stinky gas, and then we're gonna try to see if we can pump out what's in the lines now, just to try to clear them before we put some fresh gas in it. And hopefully this thing will do like it's supposed to. We're hoping it'll sit here and idle from what we poured in the tank. We'll see. Hopefully we won't kill our fuel pump by doing this. Just from my hose being down in the gas tank, it didn't look too bad on the end, other than the old varnished gas that was in it. So. All right. There she goes, boys. And still got the old stock 1 in, 2 out muffler on the back that sits sideways in front of the gas tank. Of course, it's got a hole in it, if y'all can't tell. Boy, acting like he's ready for the demolition derby. All right, guys, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us today. Just wanted to give y'all a little update on this Nova. Anyway, we've enjoyed working on it, got it going. We got several little small things to fix on it. And before anybody has to tell me, yes, I know the power steering belt squealing on it. Radiator's leaking a little bit, spraying water out on it. Needs belt tightened up on it. But we just really wanted to get it going. We'll wind up replacing the radiator hoses and belts and stuff because they all, actually the hoses look like the ones that came on it from GM in '77. So we will change all that stuff eventually. The alternator, I think the bearing's gone out in it. It's squealing pretty bad. We actually stopped long enough to go run grab a belt and some other little small odd ends we needed. A little bit of radiator stop leak just to see if we could get that little pinhole patched up, but so we could ride it around a little. But anyway, appreciate y'all hanging out with us today, guys. For some of you that don't know, I mean, this is just a little way that I try to supplement my income, plus teach my son how to work on some of this stuff, guys, because they ain't learning it playing video games. So you know, I'm not a mechanic by any means, by any stretch of the imagination, but, you know, I can tinker on stuff. Learn, you know, what I could from my dad. I never really cared for mechanic, and I picked up on the paint and bodywork side of things. And done that for a profession for 20 years before some medical problems has got me out of that field. But anyway, I love playing with this stuff. I don't care that this is a 4-door Nova. Somebody out there want it besides me. The fact that it had the bucket seats, console, and the floor shifter is what sold me on it. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have bought it either. But again, I don't really care, you know, that it's a 4-door. Somebody out there buy it, they'll be able to get into the hobby cheap with this car. And it is for sale. I'll sell it like it is. Or I'm going to finish, you know, fixing a couple little things on it. And we're going to clean it up a little more. And then it'll be on the market. But that's just the way that I have to supplement my income. Because of the way things have been the past few years with my health and such as that, I do what I can do. And then we can take that money and put it into this, which is my baby, the 57. And hopefully we will be back on this soon. I know we hadn't done any videos on it recently. Again, I've been down for several weeks with an injured knee and some other stuff going on. Had knee surgery a little over 2 weeks ago. Doing pretty good with that. Just trying not to overdo it. But anyway, we're going to get back on it. I actually rolled it out today where the grass has grown up around it. And so I can see it a little better too. Kind of get me back on track with it. So anyway, appreciate y'all guys watching. Appreciate y'all hanging out, and stay tuned.